Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to another Sims 4 house building video. This is in the new world, Selva Dorada in Jungle Adventure. I just want to thank EA as well for giving me the game code early so that I could prepare this build for you guys. So this is going to be a rental property. It's in the vacation world. So basically you go here, you rent the house for, however many days you're staying here, and then you explore the jungle and all that around it. So I really wanted to build a very contemporary jungle home. I went on Google. I basically went on Google and I think I even searched like modern jungle home or like contemporary jungle home or something like that. I found like two images that were really, really cool and I just pulled a lot of inspiration from those. So this here is my sort of first dive into build mode here in Jungle Adventure, though I did do a build and buy mode overview, like where I show every single item and wallpaper and flooring that comes with the pack. You can see that in my other video, and I give you my thoughts and opinions on that. But this is a build using Jungle Adventure, not only Jungle Adventure, obviously, because we use a bunch of other packs in this too, but it's in the brand new world. So I wanted this to be, this is almost like, because it's a pretty large home, like it's on this lot and it takes up most of the lot. It's a very large, it's supposed to be open, it's almost supposed to feel, it's odd in a way. I wanted it to feel part of the jungle, but also kind of removed, if that makes sense. So it's like, it's very open, and you'll see what I mean as we get further into the build. Like I literally have some walls missing from the floor down below, like on the bottom floor, because I wanted it to seem like maybe they'd opened the doors or the windows, like, so it's supposed to be like open doors, but we don't have huge sliding doors in the game. So I just did a hole in the wall instead. And it works, and it looks really, really cool. So that's the idea with that. And then it's supposed to feel contemporary in that, because currently there's not really any contemporary builds in this world. It's all very, I guess, traditional South American styled builds, whereas this one is much more, hey, we built this today. It's kind of modern, and here it is. Very simple roof on top. I just wanted to stretch it across and have some sort of overhanging sections around the place. And I believe, did I use the new roof or did I not? I thought I did. Wait, is there a new? There is a new roof. No, I didn't use a new roof. No, I used like the more the thatched sort of styling. So to make this build sort of fit in, but also not, I obviously themed it around the jungle. So we got a bunch of wood paneling on the build, but then we also have some pretty stark concrete as well. We got some white concrete there on the outside, keeping it pretty clean and contemporary, using the black windows on the wood frame and the white walls and all that. So it was a lot of fun to build this, actually. And I especially had a lot of fun discovering all the new jungle plants there. And there's so many new items. Like I was really tempted to use a lot of this stuff, but I had to be careful because a lot of the Jungle Adventure stuff is very themed. Like it's not exactly contemporary, so I couldn't really do much with it. There's a few places where I maybe put in stuff that we could have probably used, probably done without, but anyway. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm now starting to work out that right there specifically, I was just like, hey, look at all these new floors is what I was doing more than anything else. And I'm trying to pick a floor. So I was basing this off an image that has this huge like open 2-story living room in this section here. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And I just had to sort of pick the floor. And I actually, surprisingly, I end up going with the default flooring. When you like place down a floor tile, it's just that default concrete. That's actually what I go for. And the reason being is that I wanted a concrete that was pretty clean and pretty light, almost like a really light gray, almost white colored, like a really light concrete. Because I was going to use carpet, but then I was like, yeah, I don't really want to use bright white carpet on a place that's very much you're gonna have the doors open all the time. It's gonna get dirty pretty quick. So I thought, why don't we use the concrete and then we mix it with all the wood tones and wood flooring as well. And it created a really nice look and feel to the place. Right now, I'm trying out an abysmal layout that completely changes because it doesn't make sense. We have the stairs like hidden away in some weird hallway at the back, and then I don't know. We have so many weird rooms at the moment. Then I found these brand new, all these wall plants. I was like, oh my God. Because I built this before I did my build by overview because I wanted, have some first-hand experience with all the new stuff before I did the overview video. So this is me like discovering some of the new items. I'm like, ooh, oh, look at it all. But yeah, those brambles on the wall there that I've just placed are super nice. Like they're really, really nice items. And I'm actually combining them with these vertical wall things from City city living. So they're sort of like almost like a lattice work, and we're growing the brambles in the lattice. And I thought it looked really, really cool because it's just a nice little design element. Like it's a simple contemporary sort of design element that we can put on the side of the building, and we're able to put like mix in a bunch of plants with it, like they're growing on it, and it's sort of really, it's sort of almost pulling the house into the jungle. Like the jungle's almost kind of taking over in a way, is the kind of feeling I get. Now, one thing that really annoys me about The Sims 4 in general, not just Jungle Adventure, but I guess I realize it more in this than ever, is trying to place plants next to foundation. Oh my god. Because a lot of the plants in this pack are actually like, they're like a 3x3 grid, which is fine normally if you're just placing them anywhere else. But as soon as you try to place them next to a foundation, they always want to pop up the top of it. And it's so annoying. Like, I just want to put it on the ground. Now, I wanted to do some wooden beams in the roof area up here. I really wanted to get some, what do you call them? I don't know. I know the term for them, but I can't remember what they're called. These things that I'm building now, wooden truss. No, not a truss, are they? They're oh man, I can't remember the term. You'll know in the comments. Yeah, I really wanted to do that in the living room area because we've got this 2-story open living room space, and I wanted this really awesome roof detail so that when you're lower down and you're looking up, you can actually see it in game. And it looks pretty damn awesome. We're able to hang lights off it. And right now, I was just adjusting roofs so that all the walls around this, they have a wall, and it's not just a weird empty roof cavity. So it actually works out pretty well in the game. I wish we could do this a little bit easier rather than having, because I would have done this in the whole house if it didn't look stupid, but it just wasn't going to work that way. So I unfortunately did not do that. So this is where I think I realized that this layout is just not going to work, and it makes absolutely no sense. So I decided let's get those double stairs right in front of the doorway. And I wanted like the sort of open back stairs so you can see through them. So when you're standing in front of them, it still looks like a big open space, because this whole house is really designed around being open, part of the jungle, but also separate, as I said earlier. Also, I feel like I've said the word jungle too many times in this video, so I'm going to try and not say it once more at all. It's going to be a challenge. So just here, what I'm doing now is going to be the little kitchen area just off to the left of the front door, and then those stairs come up to that pretty cool landing up the top. And the upstairs layout actually ends up kind of interesting as well, but we'll see that a little bit later on. I didn't realize how big the upstairs was. Even though the upstairs has a huge cutout to the lower level, the rooms are still pretty big, which is good because it means that, because this is supposed to be a rental property anyway, so it doesn't need I didn't overly detail it with clutter, because I mean, if you're coming here to stay, there's not going to be a lot of personal items around the place. So I kept it pretty clean for the most part, but I had lots of entertaining places, like a lot of couches in the living area. I also did do an office or a study area that has the new archaeological table, whatever it's called, I can't remember. I did that, and also like the display case, so when you go find artifacts and that. So basically a room where you can come back, do your work, do your Indiana Jones work, because we all need a room like that. So here, this is the new layout downstairs where it's literally 100% open. Like I'm working it out still. It's not completely done, but that's why I'm rotating the camera everywhere, trying to figure out how things work and all of that. And I was just trying to find something to put on this wall because I didn't want to put windows there. The reason I didn't want to put windows there is because I was going to put the kitchen right there. And if you do a large glass window, you can't really put cabinets against it. So instead, we're just doing a little bit of detailing around that area. And I'm just getting that flooring up the top there because I realized when we looked from the lower level, you could see through and it looked very strange. So I had to just put a little bit of roofing there just to make it work. And I had to just cut it out there just so it all fits around properly. And no worries at all. So in the end, I think I put do I do some plants or not? I know I put the Spa Day wall statue thing there. Oh yeah, I think I do have that there. I love the new wall plants though, man. Like they look super cool. I love them. I'm totally going to use them as much as I can. I don't know how often that's going to be. But I'll do my best. I'll do my best to use them wherever possible. Now, yeah, so like I was saying earlier, like a lot of this build is it's furnished in a very minimalist way, though I'm trying to keep it also looking, so I want it to look really, really sharp, really contemporary. Part of the outdoors, that's right, I didn't say the J word just then. Part of the outdoors, I want it to be all of those things. I also got to keep in mind it's a rental property, not a house, so it needs to have a good balance between the two. It's going to feel welcoming, but also not like someone's living there the whole life. Although, I mean, you could do if you just keep going on a holiday all the time. So just a little entrance courtyard kind of thing here. I was actually going to try, there's no barbecue in this place. I was going to put a barbecue here. And you'll actually see it at the end. I tried to do it, but I was like, it doesn't really work. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. So I just kept it pretty simple. I just kept the kitchen. You can always add one in. It's a pretty simple thing to do. Oh, I got rid of those plants. That's so sad. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here's the spa day thing. Because I thought it actually looked pretty cool because we can use it. Oh no, I did put plants there. Yeah, I thought so. Wait, did I? Maybe I get rid of those. I don't remember. No, I think I keep them. Yeah. So another big thing about this build is actually the lighting. So because the whole lower level is technically considered outdoors, the lighting is actually very different to what it would be normally. Like you'll see it in your own game as well. If you have a room that's completely closed and on the indoors, the lighting is different if you remove one of the walls and it sort of just becomes part of the outdoors. So it's an interesting challenge because it's a little bit harder to light the area. And it also, when you do light it, things light slightly differently. However, the benefit of that is it actually looks pretty damn awesome at nighttime. Like, you wait till we get to the screenshots, it looks really, really nice because you get these amazing shadows everywhere because it's considered outdoors. It just lights completely differently. And it's really, really interesting. So you see here, even though this whole area is open to the level below, because the level below is like outdoors and the upstairs bit isn't, it has this weird sort of lighting setup. But it works and it all sort of comes together in the end. But you can see how blue the downstairs is because it's not enclosed. But it does create this interesting aspect to the build. Right, so the downstairs right now, I figured was far too open. I do actually close it up a little bit, but not too much. So this, like I said, is where the kitchen's going to be. I'm using the new cabinets there. Didn't want to use the new fridge. I felt it didn't fit because we want those to be contemporary. We need it to be looking pretty new, not using some weird 50s inspired fridge almost. I think that's kind of what the fridge that came in this pack looks like. So at the moment, I was trying to figure out, so behind the stairs, I wanted to have some sort of divider there just because I almost felt it was a bit weird to have it completely open. Like I wanted to have a hallway behind the stairs. So I just put like that window there instead. And I think it actually worked out all right. So with this kitchen, it actually took me a little while because it was just like you can see, and like I said, so lighting is a big thing here. When we're building this during the daytime, the lighting, because the lighting is very different during the day. I'll have you know right now, this build looks way better at nighttime because the lighting on the air quote indoors during the day doesn't look good. Like it just doesn't. Like in this kitchen area, it doesn't. You'll see as we get further into the build. I was trying to do some interesting lighting on this column. It didn't work. It didn't look good. So I was like, nah, let's just get rid of that. And I was trying pretty hard. And again, so here we are back here. So I love this concrete wall. It's brand new with the pack. And I love it. I love it so much because it's like, if you guys know my favorite concrete flooring in the game, it's that like high-end polished concrete. And no, it's not even the high-end one. It's just one of the concretes, but it has like this really nice sheen to it. Like it's shiny and polished. This wall is the same. It's like shiny, and it like when you rotate the camera, it reflects a little bit of light. Like it looks really smooth and really polished. It looks super nice, and it has a lot of different colors as well. So that is, I think that's my new favorite wall, and I use it everywhere in this build, man. It's all over the place. Oh, good. Yeah, so this is where I was trying to figure out what I want to do with the flooring, because I was like, okay, the flooring we had really wasn't doing anything justice. It didn't look good. And then I was like, okay, this concrete here, this is the concrete we're going to use. Then I'm actually going to use the floorboards that we have outside as almost accent, I guess almost, accent sections of flooring. So that's what I've done. Using concrete for the base flooring of the build. Then we use wooden floorboards in locations just to add a little bit of accent, a little bit of highlight to the place. Now, obviously, a big part of this is plants and plant life. And if you've watched me do any other builds, I love plants. So I couldn't have been happier that this is in an environment like this, because it literally invites us to put greenery everywhere around the house. I mean, okay, so you look at this. Look at this kitchen now. Look at the lighting in there. How much better does that look at nighttime? And then you go to daytime and it looks like arse. I'm sorry, just it doesn't look good. This is made to be played at night, all right? Or you can just close up the, if you want to close up the living room area and put some windows there instead, it'll also have this like better lighting during the daytime. But It looks super nice. I really like this kitchen. Having a bit of fun with it, with the cabinets and the bookcase and all of that. Trying out a few different things. That's actually the new stove. I really love that new stove. It is pretty damn nice. So this little 3x3 room in the middle is actually going to be our bathroom. I was seeing if we had any new doors there. We do, but none of them really went with this build at all. Ooh, we also got a new circular table as well, which was actually really handy. Like I said, I went through all of these in my build by overview, but this is super useful to have this because we have well, no, we don't have a couple others. We have one other from Laundry Day stuff. Though it's kind of weird. I don't know why they do this. They have and they've done the same thing, you know, with those larger coffee tables they have. They have like this sort of 2x2 sized coffee table. They do this thing where they introduce these new items, which is great. And then they make new versions of them, like the circular table. We now have two of them. But they're both almost the same sort of style, which is really frustrating because they don't just have a really nice modern slick looking one. Now I get it that this pack is definitely not a modern pack like this game pack at all, like by any means. So I know I wouldn't expect a modern one in this pack. However, we didn't really need another one of the same style. And they kind of did the same thing with those coffee tables. We now have like 3 of those 2x2 coffee tables. They're all like this kind of like that. See, it's like this sort of not olden, but you know, this sort of older styled thing. You know, it's not modern. It's not, I don't know, like I need more different things, not more of the same, you know? Like, let's get something different. Let's get something different for once. Yeah, so also, just a little earlier on, you saw when I was choosing the sofas, how I put them outside because the lighting just under there, like indoors, you can see the lighting right there is, like, it looks completely different. It doesn't look bad. I think it just looks a bit darker and it's got almost like a bluish tinge to it. So when we put it out in the sun, we can see the lighting a little bit better. So I chose the color out there. I also, as you can quite plainly tell, changed the sofas. I changed them up to make them. I was trying to see if I could use the new couches there, but they didn't really fit. So instead, I used those ones from Bowling Night stuff, the sort of postmodern ones, which I think fit in super well. Like they're just these really simple, contemporary looking couches. Also, they do have a slight postmodern feel to them, but it looks good, so that's fine. Bathroom in the middle here. Going for the, I really like this actually. It is very grey, but I really like that about it. We have those sort of that grey wooden wall, concrete on the wall as well, concrete on the floor, and then a few grey accent pieces. Well, not accent pieces, a few grey pieces around the room. Then we really bring out the greenery as well because I do some plants around the room to give it that really bright pop of color. Like I don't know, it has this almost really classy feel to it. I really, really like it. I do. I don't care what you say about it, okay? All right, so down the bottom. Yeah, so I did close up that wall like I mentioned I would. And so we got this huge area over the side. And I think this is where I also was like, why don't we have pool tables in this game? Because it would make it so much better. We have so much room for activities in here. But what I've done, I've gone for a second seating area. This one is using the new sofas because they actually worked out pretty well in this space, so I was quite happy with it. So I used a couple of the new sofas just there, and then this is just another seating area. So the one on the other side has this huge window, the huge 2-story window, looks out over the cliff side. It looks amazing. This one is much more serene because you're facing towards like the jungle. We can see it in the screenshots as well. I believe I got a photo looking out from there. Like I said, I really wanted to have these areas really open, like almost like you have to imagine they have big sliding doors that you can pull across. Like that's the sort of feel that I'm going for, rather than they just don't have walls. There are walls, but they slide. Okay. All right. And then we're using the new bar area here. I figured this is a rental property. You're going on vacation here. This is going to have a bar. You're absolutely going to want to have a bar here. Why not? Just a little two tile bar. And that plant, which I almost never use anywhere because it doesn't fit, is perfect for this setting. Like I was like, yes, I could totally use this. Now I was also trying to figure out how to light this place because it's a very interesting little area. Using that light panel from City Living is actually really handy. I use that one as well, just over in the kitchen. I don't know if you saw it. It's kind of hidden around the corner. Then we also have these weird like wall spaces here because it looks really blank at the moment. I was like, okay, we need to get some stuff in here. And these, what do you call them? I can't remember what they're called, but those panels, whatever are called. They have really brilliant colors on them. Like they look amazing. Like you have the completely faded blank stone versions of them. Then if you cycle through, you have like a faded stone version and then like the full color version of them. And using a few of those around the place, almost, I really like it because obviously it's not a contemporary element. However, it does tie into the whole world around the build, and it feels like, oh, they're taking bits and pieces from, the local culture, representing the temples and all the people and the culture in the area. So they're using a few of these elements in the build, which I really, really liked. And the same thing with the rugs that we're using around the place as well. So I kind of like the idea of bringing those things in. And I mean, this pack's all about exploring too. So it's kind of like maybe they came back with it. I don't know. I actually really like putting those two pictures together just there. However, I have to remove them in basically a second's time because I end up putting the office there just on the right because I was like, okay, we need somewhere for the archaeological table, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called, but we needed a place for that and like an office. So I was like, let's just do it over in this spot because we have room. And then I thought, because at the moment, as you can see, it's like all outdoors and that it's part of the outdoor area, air quote outdoor area, because it's not actually outdoor, but it is outdoor according to the game. And so I do actually close off this little room and make it indoors just because I wanted the lighting to be a bit different. And I thought it was quite nice because it means if you wanted to do some work in quiet, you could like close the door and just, shut yourself away. I thought we'd also use this new sort of display case where you can put all the artifacts that you find in, or any other decorative item in it, really. I did leave it blank though, because like I said earlier, this is a rental property and people are going to be visiting it and you probably wouldn't have stuff all in it. And especially if you're coming here with your Sims and you want to put some stuff up there, I didn't want to have stuff in the way. So that's that new table that I was talking about. And then I also set up a desk, air quote desk because it's actually a table. Set up a table where just so the computer was, do a little bit of office work, do some planning, do some adventure planning, plenty of table space to lay out your maps. I really wish I had like a large map, like wall art kind of thing. Because I would have loved to put that opposite the desk. This big map across the wall, like you're just like plotting out, all the hiking trails and the adventures and all that. It'd be cool. But alas, that was not anything that I did. So because that doesn't exist, so we didn't do that. And just getting in the chairs now. Really enjoyed this area. It was it's a little simple office, but I was trying to make this build functional as well as look damn awesome. Well, it was the primary goal anyway. So yeah, I think it worked out. Like it said as well, pretty minimalist. We're getting in the items that we need, leaving room for other stuff as well. And I really think the whole sort of furnishing style of this place fits so well. And I could not actually, I was about to say I couldn't be happier. I could be happier. I mean, you can always be happier, right? Like there's always something. I don't know, maybe if they like gave me the ability to do terrain editing, then I could be happier, but like what I got here, I'm pretty happy with. All right, so the layout upstairs. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is like, it's confusing not confusing at the moment, but I was like, how is this supposed to work? Like, I was like, how does this work? Was my thinking. So what I did is I was originally going to use that 3x3 room there as a bathroom, much like the one downstairs. However, it just wasn't going to work that way. I needed to use it as part of the hall, but I couldn't make it smaller because otherwise the room below, like it had to stay the 3x3 just for the architectural design of the place. So it's just like an extension of the hallway there. Then we're able to get in 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms because we have 1 ensuite bathroom and 1 just other bathroom up the top here for everybody else. So we basically end up with 1 master bedroom, a second double bedroom, and then a third room that is like 2 shared single beds. So you can end up with, I guess, 6 Sims here, which makes sense because we have the dining table set for 6. And then I just wanted to keep it pretty clean up the top here. I actually was going to put more stuff up there. As you can see, I was going to put some plants there, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to keep this sort of hallway really, really clean. Just have a couple of chairs there. That's it. Like super simple. That's what I wanted to go for. And then this bathroom here has the big tub so you can sit back and relax. And then it just has simple sink area. I'm saying simple a lot now too. I gotta start like using different words. So I'm no longer going to use that word either. Using some basic stuff. So this room here is going to be the master bedroom, which is actually kind of interesting. You'll see what happens in a little bit. But basically, this room ends up being quite small just because of the way Just because the way the layout works. Though I was also like, it doesn't really need to be any bigger. Oh, actually, well, first of all, the first thing I realized when I started doing these rooms, I was like, oh my God, these rooms are colossal. Like, it's much smaller right now because I've added in the ensuite bathroom. But before that, that room was massive. And the room that shares the two single beds is massive as well. Like, I did not realize how big these rooms were. When I was building this place, I didn't really think about it because I was doing the downstairs and I was like, oh, well, the upstairs has this huge cutout. Like, it's missing the whole living room area. So it can't be that big, is what was going through my mind. And then I came up here and I was like, oh my God, this place is huge. So all these bedrooms upstairs, I love this color scheme. You know, the wood tones, the grays, the browns, the grays, the greens. I really, really love it. And I think it looks great in this place. So basically all three bedrooms have the same sort of color scheme, but they do have, you know, different furniture and different beds and all that to mix it up a little bit so it doesn't all look identical. So this is the ensuite, I think. Yeah, so I really wanted to have that bathtub right in front of the window so you could sit in there having a bath looking out at the jungle. I thought that would be amazing. Damn it, I said the J word as well. As I said it, I was like, no! Although I feel like that was okay because I haven't said it in a while. Oh, so I also, by the way, really, really love that new shower. It is super nice. I did talk about it quite a lot in the build buy overview as well. It's really, really nice. I do wish that they had some, like because I love all of the tiles on it. The tiles are crazy. They have amazing patterns on it. I really wish that they just had like a plain white tile on it though, just so it could go anywhere. Because obviously those kind of stylized tiles, they can't go everywhere, but you can definitely fit them into a contemporary build because it is like, hey, this is a bit more fun, a bit more out there, but it's still quite contemporary. But you can also fit them into older style builds in the same way, you know, using more of those tiles. Though, yeah, it would be nice to have a much simpler version of it. Ah, damn, I use the S word too. I'm not very good at not saying the same words. So this is another one of the colossal rooms. So I actually used kitchen cabinets right there along that whole side of the room. Just as almost like just as a room detail, like you could put whatever you want up there. I thought it was pretty nice actually, and also it made the room smaller. That was the main reason, I'll be honest. But it does totally work. And then again, I mean, I love the look of this scheme. You know, the wood and the concrete. Oh, it's so good. And oh, by the way, let's just imagine that because I could imagine this room being very cold, by the way. Like, I can imagine this whole house being very cold. Let's just imagine they have central heating and cooling, so the whole place is beautifully perfect temperature all of the time, because otherwise it would be awful. But let's just imagine, well, actually, you know what? If this is a South American themed world, it's probably going to be fine, though they have central heating and cooling just in case. All right? Also, it's a sim, so it really doesn't matter. So it's perfectly fine. All the rooms have really big closets as well, like really big wardrobes and all that. And oh man, like I swear I have not built bedrooms this big in a long time. Like these, I really did not realize. And I didn't want to add more bedrooms because then I almost felt like I'm going to be squishing everything in. And it's not really, we didn't really need more rooms. Like it was just, I don't know, like it was fine having what we had. Like if we added more rooms, then we'd either have one sim and like I guess we'd have to have like 7 rooms or something so we could get up to 8. But I was like, you know what, this is probably fine. This will do. We'll just, you know, we'll decorate the rooms a little bit, and I think it all worked fine in the end. So we have 3 bedrooms, basically 2 sims in each room. It works out perfectly fine. I also really, really like this room. Like it's very, I don't know. I think I like this room the most just because it is very cozy. Like it's like I was saying, like before, the other rooms are huge. This room is pretty cozy. Like it's not small by any means. It's just, it looks small because the other rooms are huge. And that's the only difference. Anyway, so we're going around now. We started off landscaping at the beginning of this video. Now we're going to go finish it because I never got around to it until this moment in time. I really wanted the whole place, the whole house to be surrounded in this like heavy vegetation growth, loads of local plants, like loads of these, all these ferns and grasses and all of that. And you'll see a lot of the time here, me putting these plants in and they sort of jump up on top of the foundation like that. That's what I was talking about, where it's like if they got this sort of, because all these plants have like this sort of 3x3 footprint, and putting them too close to foundation causes them to jump up in the air, which is super annoying. Although, yeah, it's okay. We got around it in the end. I just put a bunch of plants here and there. I also wasn't quite sure. There's at least 2 plants that came in this pack that are basically the same as the ones in the base game. but they have a slightly different color tone to them. And I'm not sure why they did that. I don't know, but they're there anyway, so I just thought I'd point that out because I was like, that's kind of strange. Anyway, we're pretty much done with the build now. We're going to jump into the screenshots, which I think look great. The nighttime screenshots make this place what I wanted it to be. During the day, it looked great too, but wait till it comes at nighttime and you'll be like, whoa. So there you go. There's the entrance of the house right there. You can see, and we're just going to sort of zoom around the outside of the build now so you can see it from all angles. It's got this very, I guess, very contemporary design to it. Very square, very rectangular. Then we have this huge open living area there, which I love. I love how open it is. This whole living space as well, I really think it looks just great. Here's that sort of higher angle scene. I just wanted to give you a few different shots of it. I think we have a lot of shots of possibly the same things, just in slightly different angles and lighting and all that. So here's another shot of the front door. So a lot of the interior shots, well, actually all of the upstairs we're going to do now because we could take it during the daytime. So that is the master bedroom there. And then this is the ensuite bathroom. I love that. I really love that bathtub too, actually. Definitely going to be using that in more packs. And this is the shared single room right there. And this is the other double bedroom. I love those wall plaques or whatever they are. They look very nice. That is the office there with the archaeological table or whatever it was. I don't know that table. This is the downstairs bathroom. Yeah, the main bathroom downstairs. And view from the living. I mean, look at that view of the outside right there. It is. I love this shot. I think this is my favorite. That table, the view. Imagine sitting there having breakfast. And here it is at nighttime. Oh, it looks so much better. Yeah, so we had to do all the photos of the downstairs interior at nighttime because, like I said, the lighting is so much better at nighttime. Like, it really, really is. It totally makes the place. Like, imagine just hanging out in this. This is where you're staying. There's no TV. You don't need a TV. Your TV is the outside. Here's that same shot of the table, but at nighttime, looking out that way. I think it'd be amazing to stay there. The kitchen there as well looks much better at nighttime. There's the little bar area. And then I think we get to see a shot of, this area here with it all open. And I think we get a shot of the other angle looking out. I believe, there it is. Oh, look at that though. Imagine if that's your view. Like not only the other side of the house with the huge cliff and looking out over it, but that one as well, just straight into the jungle. Oh, lovely. I think this is one of my personal favorite builds. Maybe it's not the most complex build, but I really am happy with it. So this is available for download on the gallery. There's a link down below where you can search for the Sim Supply on Origin. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure to check out some other videos on screen. Leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. But I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and have an awesome day.